Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Richard, and welcome back to another Stock Market Outlook video sponsored by MarketSmith. As always, we're going to run through the major indexes, talk about the overall health of the market, and also cover some key stocks to watch during this potential new market rally. So at the moment, we're looking at the Nasdaq Composite. You can see that we're above a rising 21 EMA. We're above that 50 SMA as well, which is kind of flattening here, but we remain below that longer-term 200-day moving average. And actually, before we get any more into it, I do want to just make sure you guys are aware of the Traderline Black Friday sale that we're doing for a limited time only, where every masterclass, private access as well, is on sale. And what we've done is create these bundles here. So if you're looking to combine and buy multiple of these, you can have even more savings. So I've been directly involved with every single one of these masterclasses, doing the planning, creating the material, the extra resources, and actually hosting the events. And I can attest to the quality of every single one. I've learned an immense amount from Oliver, Jared, Ross, and of course Stan Weinstein himself, market legends. So there's something for everybody if you're looking for more of a beginner or just trying to get more consistent as a trader. This is definitely an amazing resource here. Then if you want to focus more on super performance, there's no better person to learn how to take advantage of a new bull market than Oliver, of course, the US investing champion of 2020, returning 941%. And of course, if you want to work on your mental game, which every single style, whether you're a day trader, swing trader, position trader, or long-term investor, needs to work on, you got to learn from Jared. He is fantastic. And then, of course, you've got some other options here, including Stan Weinstein's Stage Analysis Masterclass, which is fantastic. And I loved going through charts with him and seeing how he basically interprets things and how he zeroes in on what's really important and is able to find those winning stocks early. So definitely go ahead and check out all these options. The link should be popping up right now and is linked down below in the description. And if you want more direct mentorship, definitely check out this option as well. 2 years of private access for $6.95. That's basically $1 a day, and you get access to direct mentorship from Ross, Ray, myself, and Nick, as well as proprietary resources and classes within TL itself, as well as different presentations and webinars like the theme of the month presentations, which we just did one on the market cycle, and then also on finding the next market leaders. So definitely go ahead and check this out if you're looking for a community and basically more direct resource right here. And definitely go ahead and check out the reviews as well. Don't just listen to what I have to say about it. Read through these, and then you can make a decision. If you have any questions on any of these classes or private access itself, let me know down below in the comments section. So with that plug over, let's move on back to MarketSmith and take a deeper look at this chart. We're basically consolidating, or we have been consolidating over the past few weeks, and we're still right at this key pivot level. And I really like this constructive flag that we're forming and how we're remaining above that 21 EMA. Nice rally off of it on this day right here. And in addition to what the indexes are doing, we've seen continued kind of breadth expansion and more setups appear from those leading names. And those watch lists are getting bigger, and that's a great sign that this rally actually has some legs and it's not just a bear market rally. Now with that said, obviously anything can happen, and if we really fail below that 21 EMA and really undercut that on large volume and leaders start kind of breaking down from their setups, that would be an indication that once again we need more time and this bear market isn't quite over. But for now, things are looking more constructive and definitely more promising than they have in quite a while. And we're seeing more and more groups participate as well, which we'll get into later on in the video. So definitely constructive action from the Nasdaq Composite. Looking over on a weekly chart, you can see we remain below that longer-term moving average. We're still not out of the woods yet in terms of that longer-term trend, but we're seeing promising action here. And basically the last 2 weeks have been consolidation after this big hammer candle right here, and we're forming these higher lows as well. So I'd love to see us, build here, let that 40-week kind of curl down and let's get back above that. And we've yet to see that happen on the Nasdaq Composite, but this has kind of been the lagging index. So let's move on to the S&P 500. As you can see, this is a lot closer to that key moving average, so be aware that this could be a potential area of resistance. This also lines up with this pretty key level, so it'd be kind of a natural spot to see some consolidation before a potential pop through that key moving average, but we remain above a rising 21 EMA. Looks like the 50 SMA is just curling up now as well, so definitely constructive action, and we've got these higher lows forming. Definitely good to see, a nice action late last week as well. Keep in mind, though, this was obviously a shortened week given Thanksgiving, which, by the way, I hope everybody had a great time with their families, had some great food, and also watched some great sports. I'm personally enjoying the World Cup. I know a lot of people are watching football, so definitely hope you guys had a fantastic time. And let me know what you did down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear how you guys spent the time with family. So moving on, let's take a look at the Dow Jones, just because this has been the strongest index. You can see the super powerful trend. This is only 30 stocks, so keep that in mind. I think the other indexes are a little bit more representative, although they're also kind of weighed heavily towards those mega caps. And I also like to take a look at the IWM, which gives you a sense of those smaller caps, which were right at that key 200-day moving average. But once again, higher lows above that 21 EMA, and looks like the 50 SMA is just curling up. So constructive action overall. Looking at the Russell 2000 Growth Index, this is very similar above that 21 EMA. You can see how destroyed this index has been. So I'd love to see a powerful move on volume, ideally getting back through that moving average as well as this pivot and get us back in a potential stage 2 uptrend. Also taking a look at the FFTY, the Innovator IBD50 ETF. This is still looking pretty not constructive. You can see we're compressed against that 50 SMA. We're in a longer term downtrend, and this is just nowhere near a longer term uptrend in the near future. Looking at ARK, this looks very similar. A lot of these names are not going to be the next market leaders. They don't have profits. They're not, they're in old industry groups, and they're just not ready yet for that next new move upwards. A lot of them are down 70% plus. So keep an eye out for new leaders, and we're seeing a lot of signs of those potential new leaders recently. So with that, let's move on to the mega caps. First thing, looking at Tesla. This is not a pretty looking chart. We're below declining 21 EMA, 50 SMA, and 200 SMA. We're in the stage 4 downtrend. We undercut this key kind of weekly level, and right now we're just kind of trending lower. So nothing much to say here until the chart pattern improves and we actually start at least a short-term uptrend above a rising 21 EMA. I won't really be interested in this stock. I think there's a lot better options out there, and we've seen going back in the past, these stocks, after they have amazing moves like this, they're going to need time to either consolidate through time or they'll correct through price. And Tesla right now is kind of doing both of those. And who knows when we'll see 400 once again. Just kind of wait until it really gets back above a rising 200 SMA at the very least for those longer term investors. And I know Dr. Rich would say don't really look at this until it crosses this key 400 level. And he would be right, because in the past, if you wait for that green line breakout, you're entering at a pretty darn good time. So that is Tesla. Looking at Apple, this is definitely faring a lot better, consolidating nicely above that 21 EMA and 50 SMA, still below that 200 SMA. So I'd love to see us pop above that and kind of get back above the short-term flag that we're forming here. Moving on to Google. This also is pretty negative. We're above the 21 EMA, but you can see we're kind of compressed against that 50 SMA and still well below that 200 SMA. Looking at Amazon, this also is pretty negative. So a lot of these mega caps are still having a lot of trouble, but we're seeing that rotation into those smaller cap names and more opportunities pop up as well. So lastly, let's take a look at Meta. And you can see once again negative, but pretty tight here. So if you're a swing trader, definitely some potential potential opportunities as it pops through this pivot. But for my personal style, not really a leader as of this moment, but potentially good for a potential trade. Obviously, you've got the gap and the 50 SMA right here, so that could be a decent target if that is your style. And also bringing up the chip makers, NVIDIA. These have been shaping up well. I'd love to see us get through this 190-ish area as well as that 200 SMA. That would potentially restart a stage 2 uptrend, but in terms of the mega caps, this is acting pretty well. And also, I don't want to forget Netflix. This is also above a rising 21 EMA, 50 SMA, and we're above that 200 SMA. And also bring up AMD. You can see very constructive action right here. So in terms of stocks that are shaping up, I'll just go through a few right now. I'll post a whole video covering a much larger watch list tomorrow, but the kind of big pharma have been acting quite well. Amgen especially flying out nicely, definitely potentially actionable next week through this flag. We've also got kind of an upside reversal here on Friday, so you can even buy it through this high right here. I like how it's kind of given that 21 EMA time to catch up. And you can manage risk versus these lows, or even this gap low or the 21 EMA. I think that could be pretty logical. Maybe one more day of rest would be awesome. A gap lower and then a strong close through this high, that would be fantastic. But in terms of kind of mega caps, this is definitely an area to watch when the traditional tech names aren't doing so well. So Amgen acting well. We've also got REGN that's still compressing, and a lot of names within the same group are acting well. In terms of other opportunities, there's a lot of names that look similar to this. MedPace, PI, Dexcom, Pod, just off kind of my head. A lot of names look like this where they've had an initial strong thrust upwards and now are consolidating nicely and gone sideways for the past 3 weeks. So scan for those 2 weeks tights, 3 weeks tights. You'll come up with a lot of great names here. And a lot of people on Twitter are posting some great watch lists, and I'll go through mine later tomorrow and post that on Twitter as well as here on YouTube as well. So make sure that you're subscribed down below and leave a like on this video so you don't miss that. So that's pretty much it for what I wanted to cover today. I hope you guys, once again, had a great Thanksgiving. Let me know what you did down below in the comment section, and let me know your thoughts on the market as well. I'd love to hear that. And with that, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in future videos. Take care.